Welcome back to the Quest for the Best. My name is Alex, and today we are going to be talking about the Fjallraven Split Pack. So we're branching out a little bit today. We're going to be doing a bag instead of some clothing. Bags are just as important, and it's important to have the best bag as well. So, like I said, this is the Fjallraven Split Pack. This is the large size. There is a medium or a smaller version available right now as well, and in the past they have had an extra large version. It looks to be that is no longer available, but if it does become available at some point in the future, this is a size smaller than that extra large. We are going to be stuffing a bunch of stuff inside here so you can see exactly what the capacity is, but first I want to take you through some of the features on the outside of this pack, and we'll start with the very end. On the end of this pack, on either side, is these grab handles. Now these things are awesome. They are stitched in a box and then in X form as well. They're really heavy duty. They're not going to be coming out. The part that you actually grab to is stitched as well, which kind of doubles over this webbing and makes you a nice little handle for you to grab. That is on this end and this end. So no matter what orientation this bag is laying, if it's thrown in the back of a truck or in a compartment on a bus or anything like that, you're going to have a really sturdy handle that you can grab and yank on and get your bag when you need it. Slightly up from there, there's these two tabs. Again, there's some on either side, and these are really great when you're zipping and unzipping this bag, especially when it's maybe not packed as much, and when you're pulling on the zipper, sometimes the bag will tend to kind of collapse down. So you have this grab handle here that you can grab with one hand while you zip with the other. It's something that you don't really think about maybe initially, but in daily use of this bag and regular use of this bag, it is really handy to have those. I really appreciate those being there. So on the main side of the bag, on either side, there is a zippered compartment. It's not the biggest pocket in the world, but it is nice for smaller items, and it is nice there's one on either side. They do have the Fjallraven Fox logo on this side, and on this side there's a G1000 logo. Again, not really something you think about at first, but in regular use it's kind of nice to be able to differentiate between those two and go, oh, I know what I put in the G1000 side, I know what I put in the Fox side. Just a little detail. Not even sure if it's intentional, but it is kind of nice that it exists. The other handles on this bag, we talked about the two on this end and two on this end, but the main way that you're going to be transporting this is through the backpack straps. One thing this bag is lacking that a lot of other duffel bags do have is kind of a regular handle, like a handbag style handle that comes up right here. This bag doesn't have that, it just has the dedicated backpack straps. These are not removable, so that could be one downside to this bag. If I'm checking something at the airport, or even sometimes if I'm putting it in the overhead storage bin, sometimes I like to take those big straps off just so there's not a bunch of stuff dangling off the bag. Unfortunately, that's not going to be an option for this bag, so take that into consideration if you are someone that prefers to remove these at certain points. It is possible, however, to kind of compensate for that. If you do pull it tight, there is a snap button right there, so at least you can keep this from blowing all over the place. It does keep it pretty well contained, and then you can kind of use the backpack strap as more of that handbag style handle if you do prefer that. Now this bag certainly is not going to be the most comfortable for backpacking trips or anything like that, but I'm a big fan of duffel bags with the backpack straps, so I'm glad that is on this bag. The padding on these straps is really comfortable. It's weighted down quite a bit right now with what we have in there, and the padding on these makes it really nice. It's not like it's digging into your shoulders or anything like that, like some packs that don't have the padding. This is pretty well done by Fjallraven. The last thing on the outside of this bag I want to talk about is this main compartment zipper. Now this is a number 10 zipper, and if you're not familiar with kind of the sizing of zippers, it's kind of fun. You can look at your garments and a little tip, on the underside of the zipper on the inside, a lot of times it has a number. That number is usually going to be 8 or 10. or maybe smaller, but that number refers to the size of the zipper, and it's actually measuring the teeth in millimeters, so the width of the teeth in millimeters. So a number 10 zipper is going to be 10 millimeters wide, the teeth that is, which is a pretty hefty zipper. It's pretty much the biggest size zipper you're going to find on outdoor gear. It's on a lot of duffel bags and things that need to be extremely durable. So really great that they put a number 10 zipper here. I really like it. Nice big pull tabs here as well. They are metal, they are durable. And then one last feature of these zippers is you can lock it. So, you know, these zippers do come together and you can put a luggage lock in there if that's something you want to do. You know, maybe you're checking it at the airport or whatever else and you want it locked, that is an option on this bag. So like a lot of Fjallraven products, this is made out of G1000. It's a pretty heavy duty product. In fact, it is made out of G1000 heavy duty eco. So, you know, it's gonna be the most durable G1000 out there, and you know, high abrasion resistance, high durability. This thing is gonna be around for a long time. You can throw it around and not worry about it getting torn up or anything like that. If you're familiar with G1000, you probably already know it's a wonderful material. You know, Fjallraven uses it in tons of its products, and yeah, it's really great to have a duffel bag that is made out of that same durable, awesome material. Now, this bag is not waterproof, but you can impregnate the material, the G1000, with Greenland wax. If you do that, it's going to add a little bit more weather protection to the outside of the bag. You know, on something like this, it might be wise to do the entire bag, or, you know, especially on the bottom sides or anything like that. I will say the one caveat here is you do have this gigantic zipper here, and the zipper extends around the sides and even about an inch onto the bottom of the bag. And that zipper isn't waterproof. So, you know, you can do your best to kind of make sure that the fabric itself is fairly weather resistant, but you know, you're never going to get this bag to be 100% waterproof. You know, you aren't going to be able to put it out in a rainstorm and expect your things to stay dry inside. That being said, if you do give it a little bit more wax than it comes with, you know, you could probably set it down in you know, a wet driveway or in the snow or anything like that, and not worry about too much water soaking up into the inside. That Greenland wax does a really great job of adding that weather protection, that, you know, little bit of weather protection that you need in those types of situations. So for this next part, I'm going to go over the inside of the bag, but first I have to get it unpacked. So I'll do that real quick, and then we'll go over some of the internal pockets and how that's all set up. So as you can see, a pretty big pile of stuff just accumulated. We're gonna repack that so you can kind of get an idea of the capacity of the bag. But for now, let's talk about the inside. So let's start talking about this side. This is the main compartment that I am unzipping right now. So this gives you access to this entire side. It does have this mesh panel here, so it's really nice. You can see what's in there before you unzip it. And this is one of your main compartments. So it can fit quite a bit of gear in here, quite a few clothes or whatever else you may be putting in here. On this side, there are two internal pockets. One is on this side and one is on the end. These internal pockets unzip. They have the same mesh that the main compartment does, and you can store smaller items in there. You know, depending on what you're packing, that's obviously going to change. I won't give you any examples because there's so many different things you could put in there that it's really going to change person by person and case by case. But it is nice to have a couple smaller pockets here to kind of organize and separate some things out. That's pretty much all that's going on this side, the two internal pockets and this main compartment here. Flipping over to the other side, a little bit of a different setup. So you have a compartment on top of your main compartment. Again, this one has that mesh barrier there that fully zips and closes when you don't need access to it. But this is much more of a flat pocket. This mesh piece and this panel here will expand if you do want to put more stuff in there. You know, they'll kind of shape themselves so you can increase the capacity of this area. But you know, the way this is put together, it is a little bit flatter than the main compartments are. I do really like this pocket for, you know, for example, for laundry. Sometimes when I'm traveling, I like to have maybe a separate area just to put dirty clothes and stuff, to keep them separate from the clean stuff. It is kind of a nice pocket for that. Again, you're not going to get to put all of your clothes in there because it is a little bit of a smaller compartment, but it is nice. It's just kind of a bigger separated panel. Moving on this side, I'm going to open up this main compartment here. Now this main compartment differs from the other main compartment, mainly because there's no internal pockets. So this one's just kind of a plain compartment, no additional pockets, no additional zippers. So put whatever you want in there. Quite a bit of space on this side as well. So we've gone over some of the features of this, you know, where the compartments are, where the pockets are. I want to give you a little bit of insight into how I felt about this and some of my opinions about it. I really like the heavy duty fabric. I like that I can toss anything in this, you know, depending on how much stuff you need to bring. Obviously this kind of changes, but I found that it's a really nice size for being able to take anything that I've asked it to, especially for things like weekend trips and things like that, where you know, maybe on one side I keep clothes, the other side I keep gear, or whatever it may be. This is a really nice size. It's never really been too small for me. You know, obviously that changes based on the trip, but I do really like this capacity. There are some design decisions that were made with this bag that maybe are a little bit confusing to me. I wouldn't say they're deal breakers by any means, but I do have some questions about it. The first thing would be, on this side you have 2 internal pockets, and on this side you have none. I really would have liked to see a couple internal pockets on this side as well, just for better organization. You know, it doesn't seem like they take up too much space, so I'm not really sure why those weren't included. It also might be nice too to kind of duplicate this panel. So on this side you have this whole other pocket here that is really, really handy. And like I said, a lot of times I'll use that for dirty laundry or something like that, which kind of renders it useless. You know, if I'm using it for dirty laundry, I don't really want to put anything else in there because I need that space for the dirty laundry. It would be awesome to have this panel duplicated over here so I can use one side for dirty laundry and one side for just storage of things. Again, for both of those comments about the internal pockets on this side and maybe duplicating this flap on this side, they're not deal breakers. They're not really even that big of a pain in the butt. It's just kind of, you know, in my head, it would be nice to have some of those additional storage options. My guess would be they're probably not included because of either price or because they would add too much bulk. You know, obviously I can't say, but that would be maybe my one complaint about the internal organization of this pack. All right, it's time for Quest for the Best favorite feature segment. So, I gotta say, I think by far my favorite thing about this duffel bag is the fact that it opens up like it does. I love this style of bag. It's really easy to pack, it's really easy to see what's in there and get to what you need to. The zipper really facilitates the opening of the bag like that too, because as you can see, it comes down the side and then it even falls over onto the bottom a little bit. And because of that, you know, it opens really, really wide with no resistance from any material or zippers or anything. Love that. I think they did a great job on it. That's kind of the reason I went with the split pack to begin with, and I've been enjoying it. I've been loving that ever since. Now we're going to do a new segment here at Quest for the Best. I got a question for you guys, so drop your answer in the comments. But given what you know about the Fjallraven Split Pack, would you rather use it as a boat to sail across the Atlantic Ocean, or would you rather use it as a parachute to travel through the mountains as a paraglider? I have not personally tested either of those myself, so I don't know what the best answer is, but let me know what you think in the comments below. So now you know some of the features of this pack, you know what I think of this duffel bag. let's go ahead and stuff all this back in there so you can get a better idea of the capacity of it. I know online pictures and things a lot of times don't really give you the best idea of the actual capacity of the pack. So we're gonna do our best to get all this in here in an organized manner and give you an idea. I was looking around for what we could stuff in here and take up all the space, and I had some climbing gear handy, so that's what we're gonna start putting in here. We'll start first with the rope. And this is a 70-meter rope, so it is a pretty big one. Maybe we'll need some more gear, some quick draws, tubular webbing. Why not a harness? Crampons? Ice screws. Let's see how well that fits in this side here. Now you will notice I'm not organizing this very well, so if you took some more time to organize this a little better, all this stuff would fit in here even more, but it is pretty chilly though, so I'm just kind of rushing to get that in. There you go, all that fits on that side. Now on this side, we're gonna pack a few more layers. Might get cold. There's a big puffy. We'll take some boots along with us. It'll be helpful for mounting those crampons. Some big gloves. I like my hands to stay warm. Maybe my dog wants to come. Little dog jacket. And a shell. And everyone's favorite, anorak number 8 from Fjallraven. Let's bring that along too. And I'll stuff all this in here. And there's that. Now the nice thing about having this real heavy duty number 10 zipper on here is that you can kind of yank on this thing and tug on it and not worry about it busting out. So I'll take both ends. That's kind of where these pull tabs come in handy. Like I said, I can feel a ton of space in there, kind of in between what I packed. I did not do a good job organizing, but even so, you can see that all that stuff fit in there nicely. And look at all that dead space. So if we filled that up a little more evenly, it would have closed a lot easier, but that was pretty much everything we needed to climb ice for the day, stay warm. Yeah, really awesome pack. Like I said, I love this capacity, and yeah, just a great duffel bag from Fjallraven. Now remember, our January giveaway is still going on, so make sure you like this video or comment on it or subscribe to our channel to be entered to win. Thanks for watching, stay happy, we'll see you next time. I'm headed to the mountains.